Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, and Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? My name is Clarence CAUSBY, and I am the author of the book Soul Exchange. The book Soul Exchange is about a young man who graduates from high school, goes to college, and he wants to do a whole lot with his life. He wants to help out his family. He wants to get married to his girlfriend, all that great stuff. But he winds up like getting an offer he can't really refuse. He has like to make like tons of amounts of money. To do all complete, like fulfill all his dreams. And so like the price of that was like to sell his soul. He didn't really want to do it because he kind of thought it was a joke, but come to find out, like, he's just like, well, whatever. So he sold his soul. Everything that he experiences from then on, like, is terrible. Like, even though we may go through like some crazy and rough times, like his is like the worst. Everything comes down, like he starts to see demons and everything. Like the book is filled with like suspense, action. Like it's so much like going on in the book and everything. I wrote the book to really inspire people, to hopefully that people would take like different things away from the book, like getting about their personal lives, to get motivation, just things like that. And also too, it took me a while to write the book, because I had started it about like 7 or 8 years ago. So when I started it, I read like the first chapter. Then all of a sudden, like the first chapter just completely just stopped, and that was it. And I hadn't picked it up till about like 3 years ago. And I was going. I'm like, well, let me just go ahead and get this book started and finished. And I think it took me about a good 2 months, like just to finish the book. So it was fun. Like I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed, writing it, enjoyed like the characters. I think the hardest thing for me about writing the book was coming up with the names for the characters. Like that was like the hardest part. Everything just flowed from, the way the story was, because when I got the idea for the book, I was on my day off, and like this thought came into my head about like, like what the story was supposed to be about, or like the beginning, middle, and end. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of weird. And then I put it off, and then like the next day, thought about it again. Then like a few days later, I thought about it again. I asked my mom. She's like, well, like that's God telling you to write the book. I was like, okay, sure, why not? And like it's been like so amazing, like writing the book, because like every single thought like in my head, I was able to like just pour out like onto the book, and I loved it. And when I was writing the book, I was like, well, what should I call it? Because to me, like titles and names, like the hardest for me to come up with. And I was thinking about the book, the aspects of the book. I'm like, well, the soul, he gives a soul, and he sells a soul. And I was like, oh, and I'm like, well, I don't really know what I should come up with. And then all of a sudden, like the title just came into my head, like Soul Exchange. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go with that. And that fit for me. So I was like, that sounds like a good fit. And I would come up with, and during like that time where I wasn't writing about it at all, I was just like, okay, well, I had some names down, but then I forgot like what the original names were. So I had to like change some of the names around. I was like, oh boy. And that took me like a while too. So I was like going, change the names. I was like, okay, that's not bad. But I hope you guys do go out and pick up the book, and I hope you guys would enjoy, will enjoy it. You can pick it up at Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. They both be hardcover, paperback, and for Barnes and Nobles, you can get it on the Nook, on Amazon.com. You can get it for the Kindle. It's at Target. It's at Walmart. It's on in iTunes. I think under iBooks, I believe. So I hope you guys can go and pick it up, and I hope you guys would enjoy reading it. If not, like I'm definitely gonna come out with some more books, tons more books. They won't be like really Christian based. It'll be more or less like action and suspense and all that. One book that I do have, because I've been asked, like, will I do a sequel? At first, I said no. It's just like a standalone book, but like they said, never say never. So you never know. I could write a sequel to it, but there's a book that I will be writing that will reference Soul Exchange. That'll reference like some of the characters in the book. So that'll and the time frame will be quite a few years, like after the story of Soul Exchange. So I'll be doing that as well. And actually, I'll be doing today. I'll be working on like two other books that I have. One is completely fantasy. We'll have like knights, a castle, a king, stuff like that. And the other book is going to be more futuristic, like flying cars, lots of action. That one's going to be like really dark and gritty, but I'm very very excited about like writing the books and everything. And I got like ton more. And the thing is, do you think a trilogy would work on this story? Maybe you can still put a twist. Okay, so Fairgoer 2216 asks, do you think a trilogy would work on this story? Maybe you can still put some twist. It could. It definitely could. Like I said, I won't say never, but it definitely could. I think it could possibly be maybe like more, probably, I would say like down the road and everything, I think once if I can get like some ideas or like or I feel like led to like write like more what's going on with like what happens like at the end of it and put more of it and maybe like revisit some stuff, I would definitely do it. Absolutely. A trilogy, yeah, sure. I mean, I definitely don't see why not. As a right now, like, it's just supposed to be like one book, but you never know. Like I would definitely do a trilogy. Absolutely. I mean, if as long as I can like come up with the inspiration and come up with some thoughts and ideas and work my way around it and kind of put things in kind of perspective where it would actually like go from the first book, kind of like link it, and then maybe on to like a third book if there was a third book. Absolutely, I would definitely do it. Like hands down, I would love to. Like that'd be great for me. And then again, that would be like the other one I was saying about was that it would definitely come like after all of that. But yeah, no, that probably would be really good too to kind of that would really kind of really connect to where that other book was going. So definitely, yeah, like I said, you never know, but I'm down for it. Like if it happens that way, absolutely. So I definitely appreciate that question for like 2216. Like thank you so much for that question. But yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I know the one of the ones that I'm working on now, like the one about the fantasy one. I would I would say maybe that I mean I would definitely be a series. That one would be. I just don't know how much that I would have to kind of wait and see along the line, how people would enjoy the book, further along, what else I could make happen out of that. But then there's kind of like Soul Exchange would be like another one that would be branched off of it, and kind of like reference everything that happened in the book. But yeah, I think honestly, now that I think about it, I think quite a few of my books will be more or less like sequels, trilogies, series of books, and but there's some that I do have that probably would be standalone. But this one here, definitely probably. I mean, they could definitely probably have like a sequel, a trilogy for it. So I'm definitely for it. Virgo 22, 28. Where did you get the idea of Soul Exchange come from? It was weird. Well, I say it was weird because I was on my day off. Cause I worked at a Audible at audible.com, and I was on my day off, and like the idea just came to me. Like I literally had like an idea. I could literally see the characters in my head. I know that may sound weird, and I just passed it off as as like a random thought. I was like, whatever, and I'm like man, who cares? Whatever. It's like it's just a thought. And then a few days later, a couple days later or so, it came back again. I'm like, well, this is weird. I'm like, this doesn't really make sense. And then I passed that off too. And then it came back again. I'm like, well, this doesn't really make sense. I'm like, why does this keep coming back to me? Like, I've never in my life really ever had like something like that happen to me. And then I asked my mom, I'm like, well, mom, what do you think is the meaning is behind it? She's like, that's God really telling you to write a book. Because I told him like, I don't know, I keep feeling like I see like all of what's going on, and I was telling mom like bits and pieces of like when the images like were coming in my head, like I automatically knew like it was a story. And I was kind of like telling my mom a little bit about it. She's like, well, God's trying to you to write a book. I'm like, you think so? She's like, of course. I'm like, okay. And that's how I came up with the book, and that's how actually got the title for it too, because I was just as I was writing, I was like, well, what should I title it? Then I was thinking about like, well, cells of soul. I couldn't really put it together, and I'm like, well, okay, I'll just think about it later. But as I was writing, and like that name Soul Exchange came up, and that's how I got it. And I was just like, oh, okay. And that's when I was just like, and that's when I get the whole book cover, like the hands and the atom sign, like would just came to mind. And so I asked my good friend, I'm like, listen, like, would you be able to do a project for me? And like, can you make me a book cover? And he was like, yeah, sure, absolutely. And I was like, okay. And that's how like I came up with Soul Exchange. And it was weird because most of my books, except for kind of like the fantasy one that I was telling you about, I always have like the beginning, the middle, and the end of like most of my books. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's how it's gonna go. Like, that's fine. And then I kind of have to almost like building like a road, like a bridge from like connecting the beginning to the middle to the end, and everything like that. But that's how I got the idea for Soul Exchange though. So I definitely appreciate that question. Like, thank you so much for Goer 22, 28. And I enjoy writing books. Like, it's so I don't know. It's like a form of like it's like therapy for me. Like I get to you know I feel like I like calm, like relaxed when I'm writing. I get to put all my emotion into the books and everything. Like with this one here, I literally wanted to make a book where people would feel like a certain way, like have some kind of emotion towards like the characters. And it was funny too because my mom said, like goes, I can't stand that one person, like I can't believe her, and this and that the other about one of the characters. And my other friend was just like the one character in there, like I hate him so much, like in the main character, like how could he be so naive and how could he not read the room? And that's what I really love about writing, because especially like Soul Exchange, because I try to give very specific details about how a character looks, how the weather is, how they're feeling, how they enter a door. Because as I'm writing, like as I see the screen and the questions and everything, like when I'm writing, I don't see anything. I just see I just see pitch black, and I see like the characters like appear before me, and it's almost like I kind of like almost like like on a movie set or so, and see the characters. I'm like, well, they kind of should be standing this way. They should be feeling this way. Like in this moment, they should be acting a certain way. They should be opening a door this way. They should be, like driving this kind of way. They should be talking this kind of way with this kind of emotion, you know. So I want people to really feel like have like a connection to like all the characters of the book, whether they like them, they hate them, or they feel sorry for them, something like that. I want them to feel something towards the characters. I also want them to feel something towards the book as well. And I would love to like just write books just to be able to like inspire people, like even through like act like even like it's an action book, suspense book, maybe like a sci-fi book or anything like that. I want to use like modern day, situations where people were like, oh, I can kind of relate to that. Oh, someone kind of like gets like how I've been feeling. Someone understands me, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I hope to get out of like all like the books that I write is to kind of like be able to help somebody, inspire somebody, to motivate somebody, something like that. Because like I think we could definitely use a lot more motivation and stuff like that. So that's what I hope to like bring out of all my books and everything. And so I kind of want to like touch on like myself a little bit, get, like everybody here to like really know me a little bit better. So I was born December 26th, 1979. I'm a huge anime fan. I love anime. And for those that were here on Wednesday, welcome back. And I got a few recommendations from people about what animes to like watch and like mangas to read. And one was Yuki Yugi, Solo Leveling, Memories of Nobody, which is for Bleach, and Yowamushi Pedal. Like I read both books, absolutely amazing. And I remember seeing the Bleach movie, so that was great. And the other anime, the Pedal one, like that one was like funny to me. Like, but I like it though. Like I enjoy it so much. Question from Fairgoer 1928. What is your favorite plot device? What did you use in your book? You can choose not to answer the second question if it spoils too much. um, my favorite plot device. There's so many twists and turns in that book. I think it was all more or less centered around what was going on, like like in a certain part of the book where you're just like, okay, well, what's going to happen now? And all of a sudden, like I didn't expect that. I didn't expect this, and I didn't expect that either. Like that's kind of weird. And what did you use in your book? I use. Let me see. I definitely used kind of like a lot of. Let me see. Horror and kind of like to like really drive certain aspects of it, but more or less too. I was like, well, people are kind of like expecting this to go this way, So I kind of was like, I'm like, well, I'm pushing more or less like along the events where you're like, okay, well, where did this come up from? Well, how did this happen? And you'll see like conversations where it happens in the book where a character, where like the main character, like he has to go somewhere, and then you find out, well, what happens then is like he goes to a certain part, he goes to like this certain place in the book, and then everything from there goes completely like even more upside down, if that's like was even possible, even more upside down than what happened, because then like the cops get involved, bullets are flying, you see a lot of different things, and it was pretty much where I just wanted to be like, I kind of wanted to take people like on a roller coaster ride where it was just like, okay, well, we're experiencing this now. Like, wait, what are we experiencing now? Well, what are we experiencing now? I wanted it. I kind of wanted this book to be almost like a buffet of like different emotions. I wanted people to be kind of be like, okay, well, we're kind of going this way. You know, like a certain way, like okay, well, it's very spiritual this way. You see the demons here, and you see like the demons coming out, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, there's action in here. Like okay, and then as you go further down the book, like you see like a mixture of so many different things, but but I all have it to try to like interconnect with one another, almost like a chain where it would kind of like flow like very smoothly and everything. I hope I answered your question. If not, like I'm very sorry. Like, I apologize if I didn't really answer your question thoroughly. I apologize about that, but I do appreciate your question though. Um, and I also like music too. I listen to all kinds of music from you know punk, ska, heavy metal, rock and roll, R&B, ska, reggae, a little bit of country, rap, like all kinds. And plus, like I'm a video gamer too. Like I love playing video games on computer, on consoles, and that's mostly like where I get like all my inspirations from, either from like video games, anime, um, everyday life, or I hear something in the music. I'm like, oh wow, like this really like inspired me. Matter of fact, like there's one scene in Soul Exchange where it was like kind of like connected, where it was like from like I had originally wanted it to happen. I just wasn't sure how, and then there's a rap song that came out. And I'm like this is perfect. This is what I was looking for. Let's see, Fairgoer 2231. Who is your favorite alternative artist? Ooh, that's good. That's good. Ooh. So please forgive me because like it's been so long since I remember like all the categories of who's like alternative and everything like that. But I love everything from like way back when. I would say, let me see. Would it be Nirvana? But I don't think I think Nirvana was more or less like grunge though. Um, I don't know. Favorite alternative artist. Let me see. I don't know. There's so many though. Let me see. I don't know. Like it's so much. Like I love like all the old school people. Like what was it? Like Radiohead. I used to listen to. Like well, honestly, I listened to that one song by Radiohead, "Creep." Like that was like the way he did it. Like that song made it sound very haunting and very eerie. But like I loved the music back then. Like Muse, loved Muse. Muse is like was like amazing to me. There was this one video. What did they have? I can't remember the name of it. It was like the one video where they were like, I think it was like teddy bears or something like that, and it was like we were driving down like this little toy like town or something. I forget what the name was, but it was such a good like song though. Like the beat was like amazing, the guitar riffs, everything was just like fantastic. So I definitely, well, like nowadays, I would probably have to say, I don't know, but that's such a hard question though. It really is such a hard question. Like, but it would definitely be Nirvana because like I grew up like listening to more Nirvana than I did like Muse or like Coldplay or anybody like that. My friend, he's a huge Nirvana fan. He actually got me into Nirvana. So like Smells Like Teen Spirit, like their unplugged version was like amazing. When I did like what was it like Lake of Fire, Man Who Sold the World, um, especially Heart Shaped Box was really good. Does he really? Clive loves Muse. That's great. I gotta find out what song that was, and I can ask him about it like later about what song that was. Matter of fact, I gotta try to see if I can find it today about what that music video was because it was so good. It was used to play when I was working at Home Depot, and that song would play all the time, and that's how I pretty much started. That's how I found out most about like some of the music. I'd be working in like Home Depot or Lowe's at the time, and music would come on, and I would be like, well, I listen for like the lyrics and everything. I'm like, wait, who's that? And I remember that I just like typing in the lyrics, and that's how like I got like more interested into music. I was like, oh, okay, like I love music. I had a guitar one time. It was like an old guitar. I can't remember if it was a Gibson or was it a Stratocaster. I can't remember. Um, and my friend, it was off of what was it? Green Day. It was like one of the bonus songs, and he showed me how to play the bonus song from Green Day, and I was like, "Ooh, this is amazing! Like it's kind of fun." But like, I would love to learn how to play instruments. Though. Like, I want to learn how to play a drum. I played an organ one time. I played, was it We Three Kings of Orient are, like on an organ. That's the only thing I was able to play. I couldn't play nothing else at all. And sometimes when I'm not, what is it? When I'm not writing or working, because I work as a custodian, like in the school. So most of my time has been like working there, coming home, falling asleep, waking up, doing interviews or doing like a book signing or so. So when I'm not working or writing books or not watching anime or all that other fun stuff, I like to cook every once in a while. I've cooked, what is it? I cooked chicken parmesan, shrimp alfredo. I've cooked shrimp pasta, island chicken, which is like delicious. My mom showed me how to cook that. That's with fried chicken, rice, ham steaks, tomatoes, onions. Like that's delicious. I can bake strawberry cheesecake. I can bake red velvet cake, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I even watch like reactors on YouTube. Like I love watching reactors, especially when it's about music. Because some of the reactors I like, my favorite reactors are like No Life Shack. No Life Shack is great. I watch for video game play, the Rad Brad. Watch him. I watch Tyrone Magnus. Like those are like they are hysterical to me. And some of the reactors I do watch are actually rappers too. Like they're amazing. Like who's like King Blitz, Crypt, Luke Gone, Chase, Knox Hill, Merkham's. You see who is it? Oh, Script Work with Monroe, amazing. Question from Fairgore 2227. When do you usually write? Does the time of any day affect your creativity? Yes, actually. I try to do most of my writing, if anything, like during the mornings or afternoons. Well, especially like on weekends, because if I'm off from work, then I can do more in the mornings into the afternoons. Sometimes I'll write at night, but I prefer not to, only because like if I work and everything, it's kind of then I kind of get like sleepy or so, and I don't feel like I'm really like writing at my best, when I'm tired or anything like that. But now if I take a nap, like in the afternoon or so, wake up then yeah, I'll write it too. But I always like to write better like most like in the morning time, in the morning to like the afternoons, because like that way like I'm wide awake, and two, like it depends on like if I'm really going or like I'm really going like in like just in the complete like I'm just like in the zone with it. Because I know there's been times like I was like writing and I'm like, oh well, I'll just do it like for 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes or so. I'll just write something quick and I'll be and I'm like, okay, I'm done. But like, I've when I was writing Soul Exchange, like part of the other books too, like I was writing, and instead of being like 5 minutes, it went into like 30 minutes to an hour to a half to an hour and a half to 2 hours to 3 hours to 4 hours, stuff like that. And I like it when it's like that, because I feel like the more I can get done, like the more I can write, then I'm like, okay, then the more I can kind of like try to like make things like connect and everything. So I would definitely say like morning and afternoon is like better for me. Cause like I said, cause if I'm not taking a nap, then I'm really not fit for anything at nighttime. Question from Fairgore 2225. Whenever you write about your characters, do you ever imagine yourself in their shoes? What do you think is the perfect healthy breakfast that's very easy to make? Good questions. Good questions from everybody. I do. I definitely put myself in their shoes, because I think too, especially when I'm getting like inspiration from like maybe like something like in my everyday life, or something from like a video game or music or movies or something like that. I can kind of see myself in it, and I'm like, yeah, like I kind of felt this way at some time, or if this was me, like I would do it this way, or I would do it this way, or stuff like that. So I usually do put myself like in my character's shoes, because I feel like the more I do it that way, I can I kind of make more. I don't know. I guess it's kind of weird to say. Like, I guess I kind of make more of a connection because I kind of feel what they get to, and I kind of and to me, it kind of better reflects their like their. I would definitely would say it reflects like their personality more, like their moods more, because like I know how I am, So and especially the situation, I'm like, yeah, they're definitely like I always see myself doing that, so they should be doing that too. The perfect healthy breakfast, I would definitely would have to say. I would probably would have to say pancakes. Probably that's easy to make. Ooh, easy to make. Pancakes are easy to make because you can always substitute like probably like low fat milk or skim milk or something like that. So I definitely would say have to say pancakes. Definitely. Plus, too, like you can also do like grits too. Grits would probably like a little bit of butter, like pepper, not even butter or margarine if you want. But I would just say like grits because you probably could like add like either stuff to kind of like add like its own seasoning to it. I would say. Question for Bob: who is an author within the same genre that you admire? Ooh, the same genre that I admire. Ooh, wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, that's a good one. That's really a good one. Um, since it's kind of like fantasy, I would say. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a good question. That one has me stumped. I would probably say more or less along the line. Well, since I said, since I want to write like other books, I probably would have to say, ooh, probably like Stephen King or probably like J.K. Rowling. I would say. But as far as like a religious type book, like I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even have a clue. I don't even know. And I say, but I do say Stephen King and J.K. Rowling because I remember kind of like, especially when I listened to, was it Under the Dome? I think it was. And when I was working at Audible.com, I was like listening to it. And the crazy part was like I was listening to it like while I was typing an email, and I was like putting like words like that was coming from the book onto the email. But I got like so absorbed into the book that like I literally hated one of the characters. I was like, "Ooh, this is good." I'm like, because me, I think when you can make a reader like hate a character, if you literally do your like if you're literally have a character that's really mean and mean spirit or something like that, and you can make a person hate that character, or have somebody that's very empathetic or to a character's situations like that, I think you're doing like a great job. Question from Fairgoer 1406. You love Harry Potter too? I love Harry Potter, but the thing was like my friend told me like, Clarence, you gotta get the books. I'm like, really? Really? I gotta get the books? He's like, trust me. He's like, the books are nowhere near what the movies was. I'm like, cause I saw all the movies. I did. That was like quite a few years ago. As a matter of fact, I've even told somebody like, I haven't watched the Harry Potter movies in like ages. It's been like a long, long time. I can't remember like when the last time I did watch like the Harry Potter movies, and he was just like, "You need to read the books." I'm like, "Really?" And I saw like one. He showed me like one. Like I saw like one page from it. And I was like, "He's like, listen." He goes, "Once you read the book, he goes, you really gotta really understand the book is nowhere near like the movie." He said because you have so much more stuff. And he goes, "What you see on the movies is kind of like very tame to what they have in the books." I was like, "I'm like, how so?" And he was telling me about it. I'm like, "There's no way, no way." Because when he told me about what Harry Potter did to like Malfoy, I was like, oh, did he really? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy me that book because I want to buy the book and read this. So like, it was great. Question from Fairgoer 2235. What was the hardest part of the scene to write? Um, I think the hardest part would probably be there's a part in the book where someone dies in the book. I was like, ooh. I'm like, okay, like that kind of hit home a little bit because I was like, ooh, 'cause I remember when my dad died, I was like, oh, okay, because I had like, I reconciled, like I don't reconcile, but I had, I came to terms with my father's death and everything, and then when Father's Day came around, like I hated Father's Day, like, I couldn't stand Father's Day, so whenever Father's Day came around, I was like, nah, no, not at all. Like, I hated it. Like I would always shut down. I would just like listen to music. Like, I would just do something just to like keep my mind off that whole entire day because I hated that day. I wouldn't talk to nobody. Like, even when me and my mom talk and then we talk a lot, I was like, okay, yep, sure, no problem. I just like rush right through it. So there's like a scene in there. But this thing, like if you read the book, like it's not like within like the very first like chapter of it because it's like later on in the book, and I was just like, ooh, that kind of brought back memories. I was like, yeah, this is kind of rough. This is kind of rough. So it kind of brought back like emotions. I was like, I don't really know. Like, okay, and but I managed to get kind of like get through it. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna put down because maybe some people are kind of like feeling the same way or so, and I think that was like the hardest scene to write. Like that one there, I was like, oof, okay, we can do this. Yeah, that was definitely like the hardest for me. That was. That's a really good question, though. Thank you guys for all your questions. Like, you guys come up with some like amazing questions. Thank you for that. So yeah, like, and it's weird too because like one of my friends, he's like, wait, oh, my friend, she's like, Clarence, like, did you try this? Like, you don't try to make beats. I'm like, make a beat? Why would I want to make a beat for? And then I was like, oh, okay. And I tried this little app where you make beats. I'm like, oh, like this is kind of fun. And that was stressful. That was like kind of like very like relaxing to me. Like I didn't wasn't really like stressed out as much when I did that. So there's a lot of things that I kind of like would love to do, like even more so. I kind of want to go back to school and everything like that. Fairgoer 2215. So did I read Solo Leveling yet? Yes, I got. But here's the thing: I'm only on the second chapter because like I didn't even. Because I was going to try to read it today, more of it today, but I didn't leave work till like 2 o'clock this morning. Came home, slept, woke right back up to like turn on the lights at the school from one of my coworkers. But I did read like chapters 1 and 2, and I'm just like, ooh, like I gotta say, that's an amazing book. That book so far has got me hooked. I love that book. Everything about it, I was like, this kind of reminds me of like Overlord a little bit. Kind of like Overlord. What's the other one? I guess like almost like Art Online, Sword Art Online. The other one where they had Bofuri, like was it like something about like defensive? I forgot what it was called though. Question from Fairgoer 1928. What is your favorite anime song? Oh, I know what one. Excuse me. It was from It was from Naruto. It was from Naruto Shippuden. It was what was it? I can't remember. It was like the crazy thing is like I can remember the videos, but I can't remember the name of the songs. It was when like they're like almost like I guess like at like a almost like a Central Park or so, and you saw like this like these guys like just coming like dancing around like this little girl that was there. It was from Naruto Shippuden, I think. I can't remember the name of the song, but that song was like my absolute favorite of all time. Describe the video. So it was weird, like because it's like almost like in a Central Park, almost like in a not like a Central Park. I guess I got that wrong. It was like this space, where you can just kind of go like, and like in a, like almost like in a city, but like no one was there. There was like this little girl that was there, and like all these guys, I think were just like come like running or something like that, and like you just see like the music just hit like hard. I was like, oh, like that's amazing. 28 comment from Fairgoer 2885. It might be. It could be. It could be. I can't remember the name of the song. It might be because it was so like it was a long time ago, and I can't remember because what was it? I was watching because I don't really watch. I can't say I really don't watch. I watch more anime with the subtitles than I do like the dub ones. For some reason, like I like when I'm doing like the subtitles better, I guess. So it might be Bluebird. I have to like I might like check that one out. Let's see, Bluebird. It might actually be Bluebird Naruto. It might actually be. That might be. Ooh, that could be it. Actually, I think it is. I think it is. I might actually be the one. I agree. The subs are definitely. I think this is it. I definitely think that might be it. The subs are definitely better than dubs. I agree with that totally. And it's weird. I'm so used to reading subs and everything in like anime that even when I play games like what is it like Naruto, I forget what it was, like Naruto and Dragon Ball. I never have I'll switch all the like voice actor, like all like the English language into like Japanese and everything, just so 'cause I'm more or less I'm so used to hearing like all the animes in Japanese. I just don't do it. I even do that with the one game I play on my phone, Epic 7. I'm like I'll listen to them like in Japanese all day long. So like it's hard for me to kind of like listen to dub again. Like sometimes I'll do it and I'm like, Fairgoer 1451 singing along. That's great. See, I wish I knew Japanese. There's so much, like so many languages. Like I wish I could learn like Japanese, Italian, Russian, Chinese. What else? Spanish. Like I took Spanish class, but like I suck at Spanish. I like it was like, oh Clarence, like you speak like oh, do you speak Spanish? I'm like, no, I'm like I speak Clarence-ish. Clarence is like very formal. Like I do good on English, like to a point. And Spanish, I can get by. I can ask you, what's your name? Where's the bathroom? I can count up to either 20 or 30. I forget. And I know some of the days, I know about like 3 or 4 colors in Spanish. Other than that, I don't know much anything in Spanish. But I would love to learn like different languages. Oh, question from February 2020. Have you read Tokyo Ghoul? No, I never read Tokyo Ghoul, but I've seen it. I see I've seen that anime. I was like, what am I watching? But it's so good. It's so good. I've even seen the live action anime, not live action movie of it too. Like Tokyo Ghoul was like it's like phenomenal. I love it. It's one of the best things ever. Fair comment from Fairgoer 1451. I don't know Japanese too, but I love it. Same here. And I try to do it, but the thing is like I can't sing, so I don't even really like sing it out loud. I just kind of like sing it very low to myself because my father told me when my father was like, he's like, if you can sing, you can make a watch with a hammer. I was like, and I think like I didn't think I sounded that bad. I thought I sounded great. The only problem was like I had headphones on, so I couldn't really hear like what I sounded like. And then when I did, I was like, ooh, like yeah, that's horrible. I sounded really bad. You remember like the old school like Godzilla movies, like when you see like Godzilla and everybody would be just running for their lives and everything. That's me. That's what people do when I start singing because like I don't know, my like singing is like the mixture of like a dead animal mating call or like some kind of like torture device or something like that. Like it's horrible. Coming from February 2020, if you like the anime, the manga is definitely better. The anime did not follow the manga religiously in order to promote the manga. See, that's the thing. I noticed that. That's what I've heard. But I think that's like a way it is with a lot of things too. Oh, did it really? Coming from Fairgoer 2185, it got took a little so good. It got a screen time in the movie Kate. Nice. The comment from Fairgoer 2020, if you like better. See, that's the thing. I noticed that with like, but I noticed that with like everything though. So like if you have like TV shows or you have like okay, so let's take Marvel movies for example, right? Marvel movies do not follow comic books too much, like very very little. What they changed, like I think it was like the Infinity Stones to the Infinity Gems and stuff like that. And because my friend, like he's a comic book guru and he knows every single thing. Like they don't really follow it. And my thing is too, like you shouldn't really need a script for if you're making like a comic book type movie. You got the comic books right there. Just follow the way it is in the comic books and be done with it. But I've noticed that too, like with anime, like some of the stuff like either don't really sometimes it'll follow a little bit of the manga, but not all the way together. I don't understand that. Like my thing is, if you're gonna make an anime or like from a manga or so, you should follow the manga completely, all the way through. But see, cause that's why I want to get. I want to be like the manga for like Bleach too, because I missed that. But I heard it was like so much more stuff that you really didn't expect. Like when if you just watch the anime. Oh, coming from Fairgoer 2185. Yes, if you will watch Kate, you will see it for sure. Sweet. I add that to my list. Matter of fact, I think I'll do that today too. So watch Kate. I have to write to put that down. Watch Kate. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So I definitely watch that because like I don't know. Like to me, like if you already, and that's one thing I'm kind of. I want to say, well, more. I probably am concerned because I would love for like my books to go, be in like the movies and on streaming services stuff like that. Like I would love that. I really would. But my biggest thing is like if I'm making a book, and I mind you, I get it that you can't probably have everything in a book like transfer to screen, but like you should definitely try to stay true, so that way people be like, yep, that's exactly what happened. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Yes, that's exactly what happened. When you start like veering off too much, it's kind of like I think like leaves a bad taste in like people's mouths and everything. So I think you should just follow like either comics, mangas, whatever. If you're gonna do it like that. That's just me though. What's your question from Fairgore 1451? What's your favorite arc and favorite song on Bleach? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think my favorite one, yes, my favorite one was when Ichigo went to was like I think it was like the Vizard arc. Because my favorite one, and matter of fact, I just watched it that one scene because it was like the greatest. Like to me, it was like one of the greatest scenes ever. Was when Ichigo met like the Vizards and you see who's it Hiyori, and she told Ichigo she's like either you transform into your hollow or you will die, and she pretty much destroyed Ichigo until like when she almost like killed him, he transformed and like grabbed her by her throat, and she like was like terrified, and they had to like cut the mask off of Ichigo. I was like, oh, I was like, yes, yes, please, like that was great. To me, I love when like anime characters just go full on berserk and like let loose like their full power. Like that's great to me. Favorite song on Bleach? Ooh, I don't know. That's road. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm not really sure. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. That was hard for me. I'm not sure. I literally I think would have to go like to like YouTube and like review like all the Bleach songs and everything just to see because like I don't know. And plus it's really been like a long. It's been like a really long time since I saw Bleach because I watched all the arcs. I can't remember. Wait, which one was that? I remember. Cause I remember. I think the Light Bearer one. I think that was after the whole Aizen one. I think after no, was it after Hueco Mundo? I'm not really sure. I forget now. But I think the light was like Light Bearer, Light Bringer, something like that. I think that was like the last arc. I'm not sure. But I watched like the very last episode, and I was just like, oh okay. Coming from Fairgore 1451, my fave song is Changed by Miwa. Oh, is it really? I gotta I'm gonna have to like write that one down so I can like check it out later. Oh, nice. I thought so. Cause I know too, like they that like at the end, like everybody kept talking about like, oh well, like Bleach should be coming back, and they said they're not gonna bring it back. But then they were talking about like I guess like it was like the anniversary or something about Bleach, and they were supposed to bring it back. I think I was talking about that on like Wednesday. So I don't know if they're gonna bring it back or not. But then I heard what like it changed so much. Like you really didn't know like what was going on. You think okay, Ichigo, Shinigami, this and that, the other, so on and so forth, Soul Society. That in the manga, like you find out something very different. Mind you, I never read the manga, but I heard so much about it though. I heard a lot about it. About you learn more about Ichigo's uh, parents and everything, and kind of like what was going on with his powers in the anime. And when I turned around, I was like, there's no way. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. So I gotta read the. I definitely have to. I have to look up where. I'm trying to find an episode list of like where it was in the anime and where like the manga like cuts off at. So I mean, I probably like, read it from like the very beginning, but I definitely want to get to that one part because I heard like after that I heard it gets crazy though. And then I found about like Unohana. I think was like the very first Kenpachi. I was like, oof. Like right now, they're going to 185. Like change my Bianca. All right. No problem. Wait, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Really? Oh, these commercials and ads on YouTube. Isn't this the one, right? Wait, is this a live version? I guess this is the one. Is that it? Ooh, sorry about that. Oh! Okay, yeah. I like this one. This one's really good. Oh, wow. Wow, she's really good on the guitar. She's got like amazing vocals, too. Oh! That's awesome. I think this is amazing. Okay, yeah, like this is cool. I like this one. I do. I definitely like this one. This is great. This is amazing. Thank you guys for telling me about that. That's gonna be like listening to this like all day and all night long now. All day and all night long. Yeah, I'll probably like learn Japanese now because I'll probably like gonna listen to this like all day and all night long. I'll probably like wake up singing it. Head singing now, yes. That's awesome. This is great. Oh my god. That's it. Wow, there's like she's really good. She's really, really good. Oh my god. Okay, so wait. About that. From Fairgo 2228. Since you like Kenpachi, it means you love Yachiro. Yes, I do. I'm confused. I am so confused. Cause see, that's the thing. I don't want to give away spoilers if people didn't know about it. So, as you know, as we all know that, like in the anime, Kenpachi could never awaken his Zanpakuto. So I was like, okay. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird and everything. But then I heard that in the manga he kind of does and everything, and that about that right there, that comment right there. So I don't really know. I don't know. I probably need to read like the manga so I can actually find out if that is the case or not. Because if that is the case, wow. And the plus two, that would, I think I would have to go over and watch every single Bleach episode again just to see if people can really, if they really know, like when the two are together, do they see the other one or do they just see him or what have you or whatever? But yeah, like I love her. Like Yachiro is like amazing. Like Yachiro is like always the best. Kenny, like Yachiro is like the most amazing thing ever. I always wondered like what they were gonna do with her. Question: You've watched Norogami? Norogami. Um, I've never heard of that one. I've never heard of that one at all. Noragami. I've looked that one up though. I've never heard of that one. Virgo 1406. You watch 542. I do. I watch, but see that's the thing. Like because I have Crunchyroll, and I watched like the whole entire like whichever one they would add now because I know was like the evangelist where he kind of like met his brother, and then like they were at the tower where he was supposed to get like darker powers or something like that, or like an increase in powers. And what was it? I think he said it was going like that. It could only last for 1 second. I think. Nice. I appreciate that. And I don't know, like I watched it and I was like waiting for more to come, but like I don't know when they're coming out. Are they even coming out with like another season? Because I've heard different. I've heard. I think it was either Overlord or How Not to Summon a Demon. No, it was Overlord. Well, I think they said it was. I think they were thinking about making another one, or they wasn't. It was like something between that one and How Not to Summon a Demon. I'm not really sure. But yeah, like I love Fire Force 5. Like that was great. But my favorite one, oh, what's his name? Wasn't Benny? Wait, what was the guy's name? He was the one. He was like ridiculously strong, but he had like the crossed eyes and everything. And it was where we're like his uniform was like the one sleeve, but he was like he'd be like insanely strong. We go with 23 Bankai's. Ooh, nice. Yes, upcoming season for Fire Force. I gotta find out what date that is. I want to see that. Bankai Senbo Zakura Kageyoshi. Ooh, I gotta find that. Sweet. Oh, that one. Yeah, no, that one's nice. Byakuya's one, Byakuya, he's no joke at all. He does not play around one bit. You know what was funny was that everybody that what was it? I was talking about, like, oh, Ichigo would wind up going with Orihime, but I'm like, well, what about Rukia? They're like, no, like it's Rukia and Renji. I'm like, really? I'm like, I didn't really see where it can. I'm like, I guess, like, I don't know. So like I said, I'm about to go and rewatch all of them though. Byakuya, like Byakuya, he's like very powerful and like that, but his Bankai is like serious though. Like his Bankai is ridiculous. But I was shocked though when I found out that Unohana was the first Kenpachi, and I saw clips from the manga when she unleashed her Bankai. It was ridiculous. I was like, oh, okay, Unohana's no joke. I'm like, okay, no wonder why she was the first Kenpachi. I'm like, that's kind of strange, but weird. But I was like, oh, okay, because I was always used to seeing Unohana as like the soft, kind, sweet person, except when she like would stare like at like Ichigo or Renji or something, like something happened and everybody would be like scared to death of her. Yeah, like I would have thought she would be like the first Kenpachi. I was like, that's kind of interesting and weird, but like that's so cool though to me. But I'm definitely gonna have to like check out like some of these things too. Noragami. I'm definitely gonna have to like find like check that one out and see. Cause I'm always looking for like either new music to like listen to, new movies to watch, or new anime to watch, stuff like that. Because I don't know, like sometimes like I'll watch them. Like I watched, what was the one on? It was on Hulu. It was on like the Overcautious Hero or something like that. That one was kind of interesting. I was like, oh, okay, that's not bad. And what's the other one? It's like a one that's out now, like the Realist Hero or something like that, where he's been summoned to war, but he doesn't like really go to. He goes to war when necessary, but he's like really smart and what is it? oh, his like wants like the king like gives him like it's like no here like you're the king now, you take over my spot, and like he's supposed to marry like the king's daughter or so, but he has like a chick that she has like it's like this one lady, she looks like almost like a mermaid, almost like a sea serpent or something like that. I forgot. You got like one who's like a demon and one who's like a lion and stuff like that one's pretty good as well. So that should be fun. So I'm definitely gonna like check out more animes tonight and see what I can find out. But like one thing I can never like really differentiate is between like animes and like OVAs. I'm like, well, what's the difference? But then like I think I saw was like it was Helsing. Where I saw like the Helsing anime, I was like, okay, this is great. And then you saw like the Helsing OVA, but it was like somewhat similar, but a little bit different. I was like, oh, okay, that's not bad. Question from Fergo 2228. Which pairing do you prefer? Ichigo and Orihime or Ichigo and Rukia? Mm, I don't know. Because I always thought that there was like a thing between either Ichigo and Rukia and Ichigo and Orihime. I think from a Soul Weaver from a Shinigami standpoint, it would probably be Rukia and Ichigo from that aspect, only because Rukia is like she's very much what is it? She's more experienced in the way that Shinigami Chief, but plus she gave him like part of her power, like then like that things like the very first episode. So, but then like her and Orihime, I don't know. That's almost like the whole thing. I guess like which do you prefer between Naruto and Sakura and Naruto and Hinata? Because that one was like a lot more easier than this one. This one is a little bit tough. I would probably say, um, for Michael French's Uton, if you had to rewatch an anime like 100 times, what would it be? I don't know. Overlord. Definitely Overlord. That would definitely be one, and I would definitely pick. I'd definitely have to pick Orihime and Ichigo because you can definitely tell that she has a lot more. Like she's definitely like very, very, very emotionally attached to Ichigo and everything. She cares for everybody, but yeah, no, she and Ichigo, I definitely would have to say would be like the better pairing out of those two. Definitely her and Ichigo. Ichigo and Rukia, but then I think I no, but now I think about it, I think they kind of did. It was more or less like more or less just like almost kind of like a best buddy type vibe or something. But yeah, or Hime and Ichigo. Virgo 1928. Since you love games, and have you seen No Game No Life? I did. That one was good. It kind of seems strange though because like the whole brother sister thing was like, I'm like okay. That seems to be a little bit more than brotherly sisterly love, but okay, that's okay. It was just like that part was like weird, but I'm like, but it was good though. Like I liked it because they was like onto everybody's like little schemes and everything, and like it was really really good. Like so, I definitely enjoyed that one. That was another one I was waiting for like a sequel to. I think it was that one. There was quite a few of them. Cause someone recently where what was it? It was this guy. I think he got like summoned. No. He was summoned, but the thing was like his parents was already in this world. I forgot the name of the anime. His parents was already summoned there, not summoned there, but they came from that world, and they made a pact for to give up their most prized possession, which was him. And he goes to get like power from the goddess or so, but the goddess is like just like mean spirit. Like he cares nothing about her because she called him ugly and how he was stupid and everything like that. But she gave him the power to speak like languages, so she learned magic from one of the orcs, but the orcs was like the orc he learned it from was like a pig, and then he was able to like master like different like magics in like no time at all. But yeah, like I like that one too. But No Game No Life, I definitely saw that one. I like that one though. The one anime that I saw that I'm still trying to get used to, and I had to pick back up was Parasite, because I like Parasite. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool, and then everything just got like even weirder and stranger. I was like, oh, okay, like I'm like, hey, I'm with the weird, like let's go for it. So I gotta get back in Parasite because I haven't seen that like in like a while. I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind in that. So far behind in Fairy Tale. So far behind in One Piece. But I heard One Piece doesn't get good till like after episode 100. So I don't know. Old but gold, definitely. But see, I like those kind of games though where you summon, where they get like have to summon heroes. The only one and where they, I remember they summoned it was like the Legend of the Shield Hero. That was good. That was really good. I hated the princess though. I was so mad. Like, but then because you saw like the way he changed, like his whole like personality changed towards her and everybody else from like Legend of the Shield Hero was from like what happened in that first episode. I was like, wow, like you people are scumbags. But yeah, like that was a good show too. Legend of the Shield Hero. But I heard they're making like a second one. I think they're going to be focusing more on the Spear Hero, which is a douchebag too. I can't stand him. Like I hate him with a passion. But I don't know. But like Resident Shield Hero, there was another one too. Matter of fact, there was one too. I think it was called like I forgot what it was, but the one guy he had like crystal blue eyes, but he was like a part wolf too, and like his family, his brother became like a vampire to try to save him. I can't remember what that one was. It was on Netflix. That one was pretty good as well. So I like that one. And as far as like, and another thing too, I hate animes that go live action movie. Like, I saw the previews for Dragon Ball. I was like, absolutely not. I heard that was trash. I heard that was pure garbage. I remember they made Fist of the North Star into a live action movie. I saw that. That was trash. And I was just like, you shouldn't really make like animes into live action unless you can actually do it right. Now, if you watch, what was it, Bleach, like the live action when it did in Japan, that was pretty good. I liked Attack on Titan. That was a pretty good live one too. And what was the other one? It was a few that was made. I was like, oh, like, that's not bad. Tokyo Ghoul, and then there was I forgot what else, but like some live actions I think can be done and shouldn't be done. But that's another one I have to catch it back up on. It was Attack on Titan because I think I'm only in episode. Was it no? Not even episode. Season two, episode 2 or 3 on Attack on Titan. And I kept seeing like from like cosplayers that I follow on Instagram, they're like, oh my god, Attack on Titan is great. Attack on Titan is great, and I was like I'm so far behind, but it's crazy though. So I don't know, but I'm definitely got to get like back into like my anime game. I probably do watch like a lot of anime tonight. I'm gonna watch that Noragami one. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch the like listen to like Changed by Miro again. I'm gonna listen to that all night long for that, and I'm probably like start writing on my other books as well too. The things I still don't even have. One I have a title for, but that whole title of that book is like bothering me. So I don't know. I might have to change that, and then work on my 2 books and listen to more anime. Watch anime tonight and listen to more anime songs. All right, guys. Well, I just want to let you thank everybody here because time is like running short. I want to thank everybody for your questions. I really appreciate them. Thank you for listening to my books. Listen to me talk about my books, and thank you for all the lovely, lovely, lovely anime song recommendations and anime recommendations. I really appreciate that. But please, 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 if you guys can, come by tomorrow. I think we're gonna have a lot more fun tomorrow. Maybe even have some games. You never know. think it's gonna be really, really fun tomorrow. So you definitely come by if you can. Come check it out. I'll be here tomorrow, probably like same time or probably like 2 o'clock. I'll probably be on here Eastern time. But just in case if I don't get to see you guys, again, in case if you guys are busy and getting ready for Thanksgiving or wherever or traveling, whatever. I hope you guys have a great and happy, safe Thanksgiving. Hope you guys eat lots of great food and everything, and hope you guys can get back home safe and everything. But I want to thank you guys so much for coming out, like spending time with me. Like I have so much fun talking with you guys. You guys are the absolute greatest ever. So thank you so much. And if you guys can, don't forget to tell your friends, your family, and make sure you guys go and pick up my book, Soul Exchange. So I'll see you guys later, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow because I think tomorrow's going to be a blast and have a lot of fun tomorrow. So I'll talk to you guys later, and thanks for everything, the recommendations and everything. Hopefully we can talk more about music, anime, whatever. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend and everything. Take care. Love you guys.